What's up guys, Please96 here, bringing you a Shogun 2 multiplayer match, a 2v2 randoms. I'm playing with Renukusi, I think that's his name. So he's a base game. We're going to go over the armies quick. So he's going to turtle on this hill here, and he has some bow samurai units for skirmishing, a matchlock samurai, and a bow samurai, a couple of melee infantry and spears, mainly just melee infantry, the lone sword Asrigaru, and then he's going to have some cav and spear units hidden in the woods down here. There's actually some more matchlock samurai to cover the flank. Over here I've got my, I think this is a match, yeah, this match I tried something a little bit different. I think I went with 4 cav, yeah, I went with 4 cav, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 line infantry, 1 sharpshooter, and 1 spear levy. Over here, actually you can't see what my opponent has, but here's the majority of his army is line infantry, and most of them were black tortoise, and he had lots of spear units. I can't remember what this guy had anyway. So hit play. Alright, so the plan here in this match between me and my teammate, which we discussed in game chat, that he would turtle to see how things go on my side, because I like to skirmish anyway. And if I remember correctly, the reason that I'm skirmishing so hard on this one is because I'm at a really big disadvantage due to the fact that I haven't brought as many line infantry as my opponent, but I have brought more cav, so I need to use that to my advantage rather than just go up into a head-on fight, because I'll definitely lose that fight. So I need to skirmish, weaken my opponent. That way, when it actually comes to the head-on fight, I'll be able to win. So over here, he starts to turtle on this hill here. How many line infantry does he actually have? Oh yeah. The enemy's trying to sneak some cav down these woods, but they're not actually walking, they're running. I pointed this out to my teammate, but he saw it anyway. He also had some line infantry, I think, over here. So this guy decides to turtle, even though he doesn't actually have a range advantage. I have the range advantage. So he should really be pushing me right now to stop me from skirmishing him. Because the longer I skirmish him, the weaker he'll get, the more likely I will be to win this fight. So I move these units in the woods here. I do believe they're running. I don't really care about hiding them at this point, I just use them to protect the flank. I slightly move my lines up. I think I move them up to about here, so I can use the tree cover there for my sharpshooters. Meanwhile, my teammate is preparing. He's hidden these units here so that their ranged 100 range doesn't put them at disadvantage, because they'll actually be able to shoot. However, there's actually a hill there, so they won't actually have any sightline. I don't think he was aware of this. So my opponent's gone ahead and revealed his full army here. He actually has, I think it was 4 spear units, and he's actually upgraded them as well with extra melee attack. This one's got extra morale, which is a bit of a pointless upgrade really. And same for this one. This one has morale and melee. This one's the same. So this isn't his whole army, but it's not a strong army actually. Now I think back and look at it, it's not a strong army at all. He didn't have any cav other than his general. He didn't use this wooded area here. So I go ahead, I bring my general up. I have the range advantage, so I'm going to skirmish him for as long as I can. I think my general... Yeah, this was annoying me. They're in range. There's no hill, so they should be able to shoot, but they're not. Will they shoot this time? Yes, they do. So I start poking and prodding at him right now. I think he goes ahead and sends this unit forward to force me back. But I do get a couple of shots in. I just have to keep doing this to keep him back, to get the advantage. So I've moved my sharpshooters up here now. They actually cover up to where my general is. So when I fall back and if they chase me, I'll be fine. So I got 16 kills on that unit there. They're a black tortoise as well, so the more damage I do to them, the less effective they are. They're kind of a, I wouldn't say a throwaway unit, but they're not that great either. Compared to my units, I've gone for a smaller force of upgraded units. Especially this one. This one's a beast unit here. He's a fully upgraded red bear. Well, not fully upgraded, but heavily upgraded. However, he's in a bit of a bad position. He can't, all of them can't shoot, but I think I correct that later on. So he goes ahead and brings his general forward. So I start clicking the runaway. I think I do make a mistake here though. Because I moved my red bear in front of my sharpshooters, so my sharpshooters can't actually shoot. So I take a couple of shots there. I don't know how he's still shooting me. I'm actually really far away from him at this point. So that's not good for me. That's put me at a bit of a disadvantage now. I probably could have turned and fought his general, but I didn't bring my sharpshooters up, so that was a mistake from me. Meanwhile, the opponent on this side has finally revealed his whole hand. He's got quite a lot of infantry with spear support and some katana catchy that he actually leaves back during the fight, which is a bit of a silly mistake to make. You've got a melee unit, you want to move them up in the flanks. So this time I actually moved my sharpshooters up so they can cover, how some of them are being blocked. There we go, no, I push through. So this time I'm supporting my general with the sharpshooters. That way if he does try and chase me, the sharpshooters will get a shot on him. I do want to get some shots on him though for revenge for what he did to me, because I need to even the playing field here. Which I do believe I do. Yes, I do. So we're about the same strength now, 14, 13. He comes back. Do I get another shot off? No, I don't. But if he runs forward anymore, my sharpshooters will definitely do him in. I don't know why they started to walk then. Over here, there's a cav charge going on. They finally managed to meet each other on this side. However, my teammate will win this fight, definitely. He has more cav support and spear support. This guy's fallen back. His general, he can't really do much to me right now. I think he does get a shot on me. Yeah, I didn't click away. Yeah, he got a shot on me. I don't know why I stopped him there. It was a mistake. But yet again, the sharpshooters managed to reclaim it there. So we actually have the exact same unit size in our generals now. However, I didn't really micro enough with that general. I could have saved his unit there if I told him to continue to run. So this time skirmishing my general is going to be difficult. It's an 8-man unit. It's not going to do a lot of damage. But it's better than nothing. So he goes ahead and walks his one black tortoise unit forward. A mistake for him to make really. He should have moved his whole army up together. Because now I've singled that unit out. I move these unit up. Prepared for him. I move my general back. If he wants to fight me, he's going to have to walk into the crossfire of all my units. I wait for him to turn around and get back into position, and then I charge at him. But at the moment, I think I got too close there. Oh, no, I'm just trying to bait him right now. I want him to get closer. But he's not biting, he's not falling for it. Meanwhile, my teammate over here is actually winning the skirmish. I say that actually, I don't think he is at all. Yeah, he made a mistake there. He hit the katana. He knew they were an anti-cav unit. I don't know why he let his unit go down like that. Shall I move my sharpshooters up now? My teammate did manage to beat back the enemy cav, luckily. That could have gone very wrong for him.
Moving forward, my lord.
There they are. Unload on them. So is this going to bait him forward now? Yet again, he still didn't move his whole army up. He moved one unit up. He made a massive mistake there. So now that unit he has is going to get singled out. I move this elite bear infantry up to support. They're in a really dodgy position though, so not all the units going to be able to shoot, only about half of them will. So he's gone ahead now and revealed the rest of his units. He had some more black tortoise force hidden in the woods down here. So I'm going to continue to skirmish against this guy. trying to force him to bring that unit all the way forward for me. That way I can bring things more in my favour, which actually does pay off right now. He's about to walk into my lane of fire from all my men. I think he must have just told his unit to attack my sharpshooters and completely forgotten to micro him out, because now he's just going to get slaughtered right now. I do suppressive fire on him, immediately he's wavering. He gets a couple of shots on me and he gets a couple of kills, only about 10. But he's going to break fairly quickly because he's a weak unit. So that went well in my favour now. However, he has brought this Black Tortoise force up to reinforce. Meanwhile, actually whilst this is all going on, I believe that there was a unit moving through these woods here of matchlock, can't remember their name, but a matchlock unit moving through these woods, which I do catch in a second. Meanwhile, my teammate is moving up some long Yari Ashigaru spear units up these woods here. It's difficult. He's fighting a opponent that has a better range advantage, or not better range advantage, but an opponent that's going to win in a straight out fight. There we go. I've discovered the matchlock catchy, and they're just going to get mowed down now. Immediately they're wavering. They just can't take that amount of fire. So I do suppressive fire on all these guys so that they shoot quicker and make the enemy waver and retreat, which they do there. So they break. They only have 100 range, so that enemy was a throwaway unit for him. In fact, it didn't actually get any kills at all. So that was just 400 Koku just wasted there. So then I go ahead and move these sharpshooters up now, so I can start to skirmish with them again. However, he's gotten a bit sick of my antics, has now rushed his spear unit forward. So he actually had 5 spear units there. So I get a couple of shots in with my sharpshooters, I believe. Yeah, and then I fall back. Oh, I should fall back. Yeah. So I bring up this spear levy now, so I can just throw that unit away if I need to protect my men. See, he should have moved his ranged infantry up with this spear levy. That way the spear levy would soak up all the spear levy, the Kyoto police force would soak up the fire, then his ranged force would be able to get set up and start putting shots onto me. Then he just ran straight down the middle, got hit by my suppressive fire. Immediately that unit's now wavering. I bring my spear levy up now to intercept this unit because I realise they're probably going to reach my elite red bear, my black bear infantry. So that's them dead. The rest of these, he just stops them there and then they retreat. They do come back, but they're not going to be much of a threat anymore. They've already broken and some of them are taking a lot of unit fire. These guys have got flanked, so they're going to take even more morale damage there. So now he actually goes ahead and starts moving his line of infantry up. So he actually has 5 line infantry left now, which he should have pushed up with the same time, but he waited, so his Kyoto police force just retreated. So now I realise there's an opening behind him, so I run my cav with, I think I leave 1 in reserve, yeah. So I run my cav down the sides here, so it's either going to force him to turn around, or he's going to get shot up, or taken out by my cav. He didn't move his whole men in at once, so I'm actually getting some shots on his Black Tortoise force here. Meanwhile, I move my sharpshooters down to this area here so they can get shots across the river into his flank. I was quite nervous in this fight though because he did have a ranged advantage over me. He did have more line infantry, but they were worse quality. Bearing in mind my men are focusing on these Kyoto police force. So now I go ahead and bring this cav behind him now. He has no spear units left and he has to panic and tell his men to focus on me. So I go straight for his general. I think I split 1 unit off. He's got this unit facing the wrong way, so that's out of the fight. So I'm moving my spear levy up to it now. His men are focusing on that, so that's really going to screw him up now. So this Yariki is going to smash into the back of this Black Tortoise's lines here. It's going to make their morale just completely shatter. This spear levy is going to catch this Black Tortoise force. They're going to break. And now my cav is just going to run wild and just destroy him. He shouldn't have pushed with his spear units first. And without his support from his ranged units, he should have backed them up. Maybe kept a spear unit behind to stop me from flanking him like that, but it just completely broke him. Those 3 cav units there just completely destroyed him. Bearing in mind I also had 1 in reserve as well, so if they all ran out, it would have been over a lot quicker. So over here things aren't actually progressing. They've just been sat there staring at each other, me letting my teammate skirmish against him because he has the range advantage. They shouldn't... See, this guy here should have just pushed up. When he realised his teammate was losing, he had to push up and take this guy out. Otherwise, he'd be fighting two people at once. He failed to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and sort my men out now and start moving them into a position where they can assist. I moved the spear levy into the woods here to start flanking the red over here. I don't think they actually reach them in time, they're quite slow. So I bring on my cav up now. This unit is nearly dead, the rest of them seem pretty fine. I start to flank him with the cav, and I start moving my men across now to support my teammate. Which is what I do there, you can see my formation there. My general's there, so you can just provide buffs. This guy's going to move his spear levy down the side here. He's going to leave it behind his men. I don't think he's aware that I'm like flanking him right now. I think he's too focused on my teammate. See, I don't know what he's doing there. Honestly. There's a slight ridge, I think. Yeah, so he can't actually shoot. So my teammate's in a fantastic spot though with his bow infantry. So the enemy's got to get really close. The only ones that actually can get shot on his bowmen are this side here. The rest of them are just completely useless. So they're just going to get torn apart by the... But they haven't got a great angle, but they're still going to do damage to him, just slowly chip away. So my sharpshooters now are going to be able to get a shot on these guys, I think. Yeah, they get a couple of shots off now. It's going to force his white bar infantry to start to waver, because they're getting shot from two different angles. So now he's got to make a decision whether or not he's going to focus on me or my teammate. He goes ahead and rushes the spear levy up. A poor choice to make, I'm just going to run away. Now his men are starting to waver and break. He only brought 3 ranged units into a fight as a full samurai player. You're going to want more than that. You shouldn't bring a majority of your army as melee, especially when you're going up against a base game player. And with no cav support after he lost his main cav, he wasn't really in a good position. Considering as the guy I fought over here also had no cav, you really need cavalry really, just because you just need it so that you can be more versatile on the field. It gives you more options in the fight. Like this, like if you without cav I wouldn't have been able to do this, I wouldn't be able to get behind his lines. So this fight over here, my teammate's now engaged in his infantry, but they're going to lose this fight here. This cav they're getting rushed by the spear unit and he didn't run them away quick enough, so they're going to get caught by that spear. So I'm sorting my lines up. My men are pretty tired, they just have to run across quite a large area. But it's basically over at this point. But then my teammate probably should have just pushed up with all his units. He sort of sat back and he sent one spear unit forward, but... So I crash my spear levy, my Yarikachi into the back of these Katana Kachi, and I take out the general, and the enemy's just going to go ahead and just completely break at this point. And there we go. Overall, that was a good game to my teammate and my opponents. They played well, but they didn't bring enough variety of units. Let's go into the end battle now, and we'll talk about what they could have done better, what I could have done better, how to bring more of a balanced army, or use your army's strengths properly. So here we go. So my Black Bear infantry got quite a lot of kills against their what was it? Black Tortoise force. But I did manage to, my general almost got 100 kills there, which is fantastic for a general. It's because the skirmishing advantage. So my my enemy on my side really should have just pushed me immediately. He should have realised that I had the ranged advantage. So all I had to do was just skirmish him. And his army is just a terrible army decision. He brought that many Kyoto police force units and didn't support him with any ranged support. This matchlock Kachi could have easily been thrown away so that he could have gotten some more Red Bear infantry or something like that. But instead he cheaped out on veteran Kyoto police force against a full of the samurai player. I mean, I brought cav, 4 cav, but he rushed his spear units up. He knew I had the cav. He should have either kept his spear units behind his lines, or just pushed with his whole army immediately. Otherwise I'll just keep skirmishing him. I mean, I'm not ripping into. He's not a bad player. Definitely not a bad player. I think he was a relatively high rank. It's just he didn't. I don't know, think things through. He didn't play to his army's strengths at all. Because if he just rushed me, I would have lost. Definitely, I had nothing to stop him. Same thing goes to the enemy on the other side. I didn't really see what happened there. Let me see how many ranged infantry did he pick. He only brought 3 ranged infantry into a fight. When you're playing as a Fall of the Samurai player, you need to bring more ranged infantry. Otherwise, you're just going to get slaughtered in a head-on fight. You could, like, bear in mind, like, hey, these Fall of the Samurai the Fall of the Samurai melee units will, pound for pound, be better than the base game units. However, that's not their focus. Like, you're just going to get overwhelmed. He had more, like, infantry to deal against this guy, so he just got slaughtered. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed the video, and take it easy.